Woo!
What is going on, guys? Man, this thing keeps messing us up and switching us around. So now I got to switch us around before we get started. Hold on, here we go. Now we're good because this is another episode of Millennial with Billy and Mel. What's going on, guys? Hopefully you're having a good one so far. Hopefully you're having a great Friday. And look at Mel, she's already suited up for our live today. We are going to be talking about Valentine's Day, guys. Surprise, surprise, right? It's right around the corner. So, but what we're going to be talking about today are just some things that we dislike about Valentine's Day, maybe some things we like about it, some great gifts that you can definitely give out this Valentine's Day because it's right around the corner. So, but before we get into that, guys, please make sure you comment. You let us know where you're coming in from. We'd love to give you a shout out, and then follow us on all the other platforms that we're on as well. Make sure you like our page too. We're close to 500 likes, by the way. We're very close.
Get to that 10,000.
So we need your help, guys, to get over that mark. So make sure you go share that with all your friends and family. But Mel, before we get into Valentine's Day, right? Tell us how you're doing. How's your week been so far?
I'm good. I started my new book. Woo, woo, woo.
Ooh, look at that. That's a good one, too.
Oh, and I'm going. I got my ticket for Miami for March. So we'll talk more about that. But I'm having a great week. I'm pumped about that. I just got about 5 boxes. Apparently, I was buying my own Valentine's gifts this year. So I've the mailman and Amazon guy dropped off about 5 of them. And one of them is my new Lions Not Sheep gear. And my other one is I think I got some wristbands for the Grant Cardone stuff. So I'm gonna open them. But yeah, it's been a good week. I'm excited about Galentine's Day. We'll talk about my plans for tomorrow. And I'm need lots of prayers. My sister ended up going back to the med center yesterday, and she's having some more tests. So we're trying to stay in spirits and sending lots of love her way, so we could send some prayers. But yeah, I thought I would show off my bag here. It says roses are red, wine is also red, poetry is hard, wine.
I was gonna say wine is very in season for Valentine's Day, and that is definitely something that I would assume that you're gonna partake in.
Wine is my Valentine. So yeah, no, I'm excited. I actually have some pretty funny stories that you don't know about. So I'm excited to millennial about all this today.
Oh, and there's my mom. Hi, Mom. Thanks for jumping on. Appreciate it. But yeah, I think we should just get into it, right? Like, I know you have some stories. I definitely have some stories. But I think we should talk about why we like Valentine's Day, why we dislike Valentine's Day. And I just want to kind of just vent a little bit. I hate Valentine's Day. I think it's most guys, though. I think most guys probably hate it, but I hate it for different reasons. I am not a huge fan of this holiday. I don't even consider it a holiday. It's a made-up holiday. And so that's one of the reasons why I dislike Valentine's Day, because it's a made-up holiday. It was made up by Hallmark or something like that. And don't even get me started on Hallmark. That's a whole nother issue of something that I have a pet peeve with. But because we talked about that. But
yes.
But yeah, I mean, what are your thoughts on Valentine's Day? What are some things that you dislike?
It's funny because I've been in and out of some relationships as far as a marriage and a couple of relationships before or after, and now I'm single, so it's like different each time in a sense. Obviously, like I said, I'm celebrating with my gals this year, but yeah, it's hard. I'm in the greeting card industry, and Valentine's Day is after, if not with Mother's Day, one of the biggest greeting card holidays and sales, like you said, with Hallmark. I don't know. I'm partial. I think when you're dating and it's kind of new and it's fun and it's cutesy, and I think that's cool, but I think being that, we both have been in long-term relationships and marriage, that there's things that get old a little bit of the the dinners and the we all know flowers die, but Yeah, I mean, I think there's some cute things about it, and there's little ways to show that you care about somebody, and showing some little creative gifts and stuff. But yeah, you know me, I go extra with everything. So.
I was gonna say, like, I think my days of like going out to a restaurant, right? Obviously pre-COVID, right? Going out to a restaurant, spending a bunch of money
Yeah.
on food, which is fine. I don't mind going to a nice and supporting my local restaurants. I don't mind that. But like just fighting everybody to get there. I guess also because I was in the hotel and hospitality industry, so I had to deal with a lot of these yahoos that came in there, and especially people that didn't have reservations and they think they should have a table, and so I just, for me, it's just a lot. Like Valentine's Day for me is very materialistic. However, I think that goes a lot, and I didn't know if we were going to talk about this or not, but one of the books that me and Megan read was Love Languages, right? And so
I was gonna say that's a good thing. Yeah.
and her love language is gift giving. So Valentine's Day is, she likes to give little things. We're not like buying big ticket items. But my love language, and for those that haven't read that book, if you're in a relationship, probably a good book to read. It definitely will probably help you out a little bit. Mine's act of service. Right. So like doing dishes and doing stuff around the house is like how I show love. Mm-hmm. And so like whenever I think about Valentine's Day, I'm like, it's such a made up thing. It pressures people into buying stuff that they necessarily don't need. And so I've always had a little bit of an issue. Even when me and Megan were dating, I kind of had an issue with it. I was like, this is such stupid. Like I'm forced to buy things. Like Christmas is different, right? Christmas and birthdays are different, right? It just feels like to me this is like made up.
Well, it is. I mean, it is. And if you Google like the history, I think over the years, I've read about Valentine, or you want to call it Valentine, but and his death, and the actual note that from your Valentine and all these things, that if people want to look up some of the history. But absolutely, I mean, I think that there are things in today's society that even we've seen that are, I don't want to say made up holidays, but they're made up for marketing, for sales. I mean, just think of Amazon Prime Day or Black Friday. There's things that have been made up to increase sales for different industries, and it's something that has evolved, I'm sure, over the years. I think it's like I think most people have a love-hate relationship, no pun intended, for Valentine's Day. But yeah, I think there's things you can do in moderation, and I'm sure we'll talk about some of the gifts, but again, partial because of greeting card business. I enjoy the card aspect, but I don't need gifts either. The gifts are not my love language. Actually, I had zero when it came to gifts, but I like them, and I'm going to take them. And
you have a whole closet. You have a whole closet of gifts.
That's one of my love languages, to give.
Oh, okay.
Leave. Zero. So maybe that's why. Like, I don't really need them for myself, but that's where I overcompensate, is give them to everybody else. But yeah, I just like the idea of having a little surprise here and there. But I think it's a lot of the big to do. Everyone's got their own things.
And we also talk about it too. We talk about it all the time, guys. Comparison, like comparing yourself to others, and I just feel like it's one of those holidays, like you have two ends of the spectrum. You have the people that are like in super love, right? And they're posting all this stuff about them, on Valentine's Day. I got proposed to on Valentine's. That's another thing I hate.
I don't like that.
Do not propose to people on Valentine's Day. I'm sorry if you did. I'm sorry if that's your wedding day. I think that's just my personal opinion. I think it's incredibly dumb, but that's just me. But like, and then you have the people that are, single. They probably went through something, right? And now they got to see everybody posting about Valentine's Day. And it's like, really, guys, like, you don't post this way any other time of the year.
Right.
But this is the one time where you're like, hey, I love my wife, or hey, I love my so-and-so,
Well,
right? Like,
yeah, and that's the other thing that I would say. You make a good point. Is that I think all these things should be done and love should be expressed all year round.
of
So it's
course.
funny that it's this one day. And yeah, I mean, guys get a bad rap that aren't thoughtful, aren't gift giving, aren't doing showing little signs of love and affection, and all these things. And then it's on this one day for them to do something, and then if it's not good enough or it's not enough, then they don't love me, and not that's not from me. That's from, things that I've heard. But yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, I just think some people love it and some people don't. But I think it was good that you brought up. I had that on my list of things to bring up was the love languages book, because I think it would be a cute gift. But I've actually found in looking that they have 5 love languages for men. So there's an actual book. Did you know that?
No, I did not know that. Yeah, that's news to me.
5 love languages for men. Now you have to really want to be interested in learning about this.
I would guess
Most men probably won't, but I was actually talking to a guy friend of mine recently who actually read them, and he was very interested in it. And it was a great conversation, because when when you're interested in that, and I was shocked that a guy had been interested in learning about that, but to better himself in relationships, I think it was great.
No, I think that book is amazing, because like you're speaking 2 different languages, right? And I know we're getting a little off topic, but like, if I'm constantly doing acts of service, right, and Megan's always expecting something else,
Right.
we're not on the same wavelength. Like, she's like, well, does he really care? And I'm like doing all this stuff around the house, and I'm like, man, I'm really showing, Megan, I love her, and
that's a lot of the breakdown is also communication, because somebody, might not know what their love languages are, or their significant other, and it's just all about communication. Hey, like, I feel loved when, I feel loved if, and this is what I need and fulfilled and all that. But you just made a good point, and I'm actually glad that we're talking about it, because it has to do with love and relationships and, Valentine's, that we have love languages that we give, we have the ones that we give, that we like to give, and we have the ones that we receive, and they could be different, and that's the thing is, you're not supposed to assume anyone's color code. Remember when we did the color code, you're not supposed to assume that. You shouldn't also assume you shouldn't also assume someone's love language, because you don't know.
Yeah. And I just posted something down there. If you guys are watching, like I said, we weren't necessarily going to talk about the book, but I mean, you do bring up a good point. We're talking about Valentine's Day and love and stuff like that. And so if you've ever read that book, right, what is your love language? Let us know in the comment section. Like I said, I'm acts of service. That's how I show love.
What was the second one? Did you have like a top and then a second one?
Yeah, so like physical touch was the second one.
Oh yeah.
And then I can't remember all of them. It's acts of service. It's physical touch.
Quality time.
Gift giving.
Is that 5? I'm sorry.
I think
I wasn't counting.
Wasn't either. I thought we were both counting. But anyways, there's 5 of them. And Megan's is definitely gift giving and quality
Words of
time.
affirmation. Words of affirmation. Words.
Yep. And it's funny, Megan's is not words of affirmation. It actually scored the lowest.
Really?
Yeah, and it was gift giving and quality time.
Oh, there you go. Mine's physical touch and words of affirmation.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
hold me and tell me you love me.
Megan's like, I'm going to give a bunch of gifts, and you got to spend quality time.
Yeah.
And that's actually, I've posted a couple of times on my tracker sheet that that how I track my goals and stuff like that. And one of the goals this year was to, even increase me and Megan's relationship even more. We have a great relationship now, but you can always get better. And so one of those things is 1 hour, like devoted, like no phones, no nothing, right, of quality time with her, because I know that's a love language of hers. It's not of mine, and it's sometimes I forget to do those things, but like I know, so I need to make that upfront and personal, or upfront in my face, like, hey, you need to at least, at the very minimum, spend at least 1 hour quality time together.
Yeah, I'm just writing back because I know some of the stuff doesn't show up on the back end of the stream here, but my friend Phil, he wrote, "Hey guys," so I wrote, "Hey Phil, what's your love language?" He's gonna be like, "What the hell?" Oh yeah, here we go. Quality time. There you go, Clayton.
Clayton, yeah, there you go. Quality time. I mean, I think it's so important to know. It's just like a personality test. If you guys haven't seen that or read this book, it's basically a personality test for your love language. And like I said, if you haven't read it, and they actually recommended that you read it a couple times throughout your marriage, because it can change. It can change over time, and so it's so important to know that. But yeah, I think that's one thing that I definitely, I guess, like about this is. But I like cards.
He wrote, "I haven't thought about that since my ex-wife." Ha ha. Okay, so well, hey, maybe this Valentine's we should all go out and gift ourselves the 5 love languages. I have it upstairs, but for men, maybe there's a little twist, easier reading for you in the one for men, but.
So I know we're going to get into gift giving, right? But we're still on the topic of what we hate about Valentine's Day. So what's the worst gift you ever got?
Okay, so I've been thinking about this. It's really funny because speaking of, I actually put on and we know I'm single, but I there are certain gifts that I kept for a reason, and I have on my some of my lovely items I decided to put on today from past Valentines that I have kept. And then this one I bought myself. It's just a wine bottle pouring into a wine glass, which, I love. But so funny enough, and some people will know, not getting into details, but I do own a stationery business, and I retailed greeting cards for a very long time. Many people, my ex-husband was great. My best friends, my family, they give me 3D cards. Papyrus is a brand that is a little bit more expensive, but they have some really unique stuff, and they're 3D, and they have feathers, and they have stuff. So most people who know me or care to know me, or put the time in, know about the greeting card obsession and all these things. So my ex-boyfriend, I'm not naming names, not the recent one, I had been opening up my card, and I looked down, and it was a card with a bicycle on it, and I love bikes, and yeah, I looked at it, and I just started to laugh, and I just said, "Is this a joke?" And he said, "No, what do you mean?" And I was like, "This is the same card you got me last year." Last year. And he was like, "Shut up, that's so funny." And I was like, "Actually, yes, but no, you forgot that you got me the same card." Now, granted, it's a card, I get it. But for someone who makes greeting cards for a living, you'd think, and if it was on purpose, "Oh, I saw the same card and I thought of you again because it made me think of you and it has a bike," that would have been a great excuse to say, "Oh, yeah, I got the same card." But no, it wasn't on purpose. It was an accident, and had no idea. And he was like, "Are you mad?" And I'm like, "I'm not mad. I'm kind of disappointed. I make greeting cards for a living. Greeting cards are an obsession of mine. And you literally gave me the same one. And you didn't remember that."
That's impressive. That's really impressive, actually. Because if you think about it for 2 seconds, right? When I leave, when we get off here, I'm going to go get making a Valentine's Day card, because that's the thing to do on Valentine's. I get that. I remember in, elementary school, you had your little thing in front of your desk, and everybody put Valentine's Day cards in there and stuff like that, right? So I get that. I like that. That's one of the things I like about Valentine's Day is the Valentine's Day card. Yeah. But all right, I'm going to go to Target probably, right? And there's going to be an entire section of 500,000 cards. So to pick the same card, that same stack,
Yeah.
is impressive. You have to
Yeah.
admit that's kind of impressive.
It's funny, and it actually did upset me a little bit more because in reality there's a lot of other issues with the relationship.
That wasn't the
Like
first.
honestly, like yeah, we're friends. Like it's actually a funny story, but for me it was like, is this a joke? Like I literally thought it was on purpose, and no, it wasn't. But yeah, I mean it's that was interesting. And then yeah, I that was it wasn't really a gift, but I guess and I haven't really had like bad gifts. That was probably the worst, let's say, experience. But what was funny was actually the earrings that I have on this year. I opened them, I don't know if it was last year or the year before, but when I opened up the box, it was just one earring. And I was like, uh what? There's there's only one earring in here. Like, what happened? It was like, but I don't think he like looked in the box. Like, he didn't open it. Clearly, he would have seen that there was only one, and then would have gone to the company. So it was just like that awkward. The earring is really pretty. Not like these are, but so anyway,
The one and only.
I had to get another one back, but it was just like that awkward, like, thanks.
Yeah. He just thought we were still in the 90s. Back in the 90s, it was style to wear one earring.
I ended up getting the other one and clearly kept them. So, yeah, I don't think I've had.
What about our date? Because so I didn't really go on a lot of dates, like especially in college. Like the first real Valentine's date I went on was with Megan, and all of those were fine. Those were we had good times and stuff like that. But have you ever had a bad Valentine's Day date experience?
No, but
was that a loaded question? Should we move on?
No, but in recent in recent endeavors that I've been in, I ironically spent my last Valentine's with two other people at the dinner that inevitably was the downfall of the relationship, but that's okay. No, I don't think I've really had like bad Valentines. Tomorrow I'm doing my Galentine's, so that will be interesting.
I'm interested to hear that what that's about. So yeah, definitely.
The only other thing I was going to say about the gift, which was really funny, I had ended up a couple years ago went to a wedding and I forgot all my jewelry, and I ended up going to just Target or Walmart or somewhere because I didn't want anything fancy and I just wanted to grab a couple things. And there was this one necklace, and it actually kind of looked like an infinity, which I like, but it was like two little rings almost, and they were like this. So I got it, rose gold, of course. Everything I'm wearing is pretty much rose gold, but I got it. And then fast forward, at some point it broke. But before it broke, I was joking that it was our promise rings. Like, oh, look, our little promise rings. Oh, well, then they broke. And then I said, maybe this is a reflection of the relationship. Maybe this is a sign. Our promise rings broke.
Oh, God.
And then I did get, the whole point was that for I think it was Valentine's, I guess I got a necklace that replaced it, but then I threw it away after the relationship did end. So they're both broken promises, broken necklaces.
Yeah, I mean that's all you can say about that. But like one thing I really dislike is like, and it kind of extends to all holidays, and I can't really consider Valentine's Day a holiday. It's just a day. But I really dislike when I have to go to a wedding on Valentine's Day. Like
I've never seen, I mean, even
to one and
invitations. Like, it's funny because how many invitations I've done. I mean, I was doing 100, different, how many weddings a year. I never have seen one on Valentine's that I've ever done.
The coolest event I've ever been to on Valentine's Day was back in Alabama when I was a banquet manager. There was this, it was every year, and it was a group of like 100 women, and they would rent out the ballroom space, and they were all divorced women. Like some of them were like been divorced for a long time, some of them were divorced for recently divorced, and they would have a dance party, a dinner, like they would get dressed in ball gowns, and it was really cool. Like, but that was probably the coolest event I've ever been on, other than a date with my wife on Valentine's Day.
And you were working.
I was working.
Yeah. But that's like the that's like literally pre-Galentine's, before Leslie Knope created Galentine's in Parks and Rec, because everyone knows, I mean, we're gonna have to talk about that because Parks and Rec, Leslie Knope. But that was like somebody else came up with that Galentine's Day before.
Yeah, it's like Festivus for the rest of us. It's one of those, like, that's a better holiday.
I think at some point I would say that after a couple years, like, my ex-husband and I decided to cook at home because we were thinking about going out and fighting all the reservations and maybe things being overpriced or just going out in general. We said, well, we were going to stay home, and we ended up cooking one of our favorite meals, and it was really nice. I think there's a part of, in relationships, like when there's romance, when there's not, like maybe I don't know, maybe you want things more, you're more comfortable doing things at home and not doing it. But then you got to a point where maybe there was a little bit not there. And then you're like, oh, I really want to go out and be wined and dined and, romance me, because it wasn't there,
Yeah, trying to make up for lost time almost, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. But I mean, there's some definite things I like about Valentine's Day. Like I said, I like the card and stuff like that. And who doesn't like chocolate? But I would say the cons definitely outweigh the pros, right? And so, what are some of your favorite gifts that you've gotten on Valentine's Day?
Yeah, I really love this watch. It's black, but it has rose gold on it. But I liked that. I think going back to the idea of the gifts, I mean, I think the flowers, I think the chocolates, I think of wine or all that are kind of like staple, they're like kind of staple things. And I think that there's women that like want something more. They want something special, something that is more about, them, or they're like personalized in a sense. And I think too, I'm wearing a little bracelet, but it's funny because I don't really wear bracelets, like fancy bracelets. So I don't really wear this that much. And I feel like I wanted to talk about that today, is considering what the person likes and doesn't like and wears and doesn't wear, because you don't want to waste money. I think I posted on the intro that the average millennial spends like $200 with dinner and all that. I mean, you could go out and spend 100 and something on dinner alone at some of these places, but keeping in mind, I know I'm getting off track of what my things are, but I don't want to forget that, I don't really wear this that much, and it's a shame because it's nice. And, I mean, it's got little diamonds on it, so it's nice, but it's like, let's not just get something to get something that we think somebody would like. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I wear it. Obviously, I appreciate anything that anybody gives me, but I think that there's other things that sometimes people just give gifts without knowing the person, I guess. I don't know if that makes sense, but
no, that makes perfect sense. I mean, if you think about it, like it, like when I give gifts, like, I'm not gonna lie, gift giving is not like my favorite thing in the world. Like when I shop, like I'm going to wherever I'm going for I think most guys shop this way. We go in there with I'm going in there for a pair of pants. And like, once I find that pair of pants, then I'm gone, right? It's not like I'm going to walk around the store and be like, oh, I need this and I could use this, right? And so but I really pride myself on, and you can ask Megan this, I pride myself on giving good, thoughtful gifts. for instance, like, so there's a girl that I know that goes to my gym. She has a little side hustle where she makes like little hats, like for the, little toboggans and stuff like that. And they're like $20. They look really great. And Megan's friends with her too. And so I was like, hey, why don't you make Megan a hat, something that's special for her. I can say this because I couldn't wait until Valentine's Day. So I just ended up giving it to her this morning. But like, that's a thoughtful gift. Like,
Right.
It's her favorite color. It's from one of her friends, somebody that she knows. We're supporting a local business. Derek, if you're on here still, supporting local PA businesses.
Yes.
So, but look, now my mom's chiming in here. She says Megan is the best
gift giver.
She does give really good gifts. I'm not going to, like, Megan does.
Yeah.
Megan's problem is she can't hide them well enough.
Or you searching for them?
No, not that I said I've ever gone searching for them, but let's just leave it at that. But like, I think it's more about the thoughtful gifts, but you can only give thoughtful gifts if you really know the person that you're with.
Right.
And that's another thing. I'll definitely let you finish your thought. But what do you think? What's your opinion on if you're like in that first year of a relationship? Like, when is it prudent to give somebody a Valentine's Day gift? Is it like after 6 months? Is it after a year? What is that?
I've given gifts to guys that, because I am a gift, like I love gift giving, and it's so fun, and I love finding things that I love getting to know somebody and feeling like I know them enough that I can, get little cute gifts. Sometimes it's too much. Like sometimes, especially for guys, like I think if a girl got something and she was really into the guy, she'd be like, "Oh, that's cute." But when guys get gifts sometimes and it's not something that's serious, I think it's a turn off, like it's a put off, because they're like, this is too much. But I think that there's little things that you can do, and it goes back to knowing the person and knowing what they like, because there's a $5, a $10, a $20 gift that would be appropriate. I think it's more what it is and how much it costs, so that you're not feeling like, you spent $100 on this person that you just met a couple weeks ago, or you just started dating, or, I think it all depends. I think we all know the fine line between something that's, whoa, this is like way too fancy or expensive, or serious for this, what's going on here,
Yeah.
And I think it's reading, like we said, reading the people, reading the relationship and that. And I think there's clearly a fine line of what's too much or what's not enough, because, there's women especially who do like gifts, and then, maybe they feel a stuffed animal and flowers is not special enough for them, because it's like, you don't know, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, did you put the effort in, or did you, because stuffed animals, like, what are we going to do with that? I mean, I have 2 little ones that I put out for Valentine's every year, but that's cute. It's cute. The flowers are nice. Like I said, I think they're staples. I think the chocolates are great, but I don't know. I guess, but then again, this goes back to the whole conversation of, then there's a holiday that you feel like you have to
obligated, yeah,
special gifts for people that, I don't know. I'm kind of contradicting myself, but I think if you're going to get, so here's what I say: if you're going to put the effort in and get something, I would say it's for the person's interest. And doing doing things that are quality time together. Maybe if it's something that somebody said that they really liked. Everyone knows I love rose gold. That's probably why I've gotten a lot of rose gold things on Valentine's Day, because you can't go wrong with anything rose gold. I'm gonna love it. You want to get me a rose gold mouse? I'll take it. Like, that's thoughtful. You must really care about me because you got me a rose gold mouse. Like, I'm gonna use it.
It's totally funny. We'll be walking through Target or something like that, me and Megan, and we'll just see something rose gold, and we'll just be like, "Oh, that would probably look good in my house."
I know. I mean, like, stop. Like, come on. I mean, I've got like anything. I'm gonna. it's not like too much is not enough, but no. But I was even thinking like little things. Okay, like I saw a little thing. It was like a 6-pack of beer. You go like a guy into craft beer. You go and you get like a little 6-pack of beer, and do something that, something that they like. I think it's thoughtful, but it's not that much money that it would be scared. It was like a real gift that you would like scare somebody with, or, and I look at it, I don't want to be greedy here about anything, because for me, like, it's a thought that counts, obviously with everything. I appreciate
the gesture.
Yeah. I think that ultimately some people are not good gift givers and some people are. And that's okay. I will say that when a man does care about you, he will put the effort in, ladies. Absolutely, to
how about this?
To try.
Well,
it might not be the best if he's not a good gift giver, but he's a really good with trying and loving, and there will be some type of a balance,
Yeah, and I'm going to say this, and I'm going to speak directly to the guys that are going to be listening to this, watching this. If there was ever a time, to not get a gift card for somebody, especially if it's somebody that you're in love with, this is probably not that time, right?
Yeah,
that was Christmas is a different thing. Like like if you're like, especially like clothes, like if I want to get some like Megan clothes or something like that, everything fits differently. So maybe a gift card in that situation is fine so that she can get exactly what she wants, right? But like this holiday, right? Quotations, we're going to put this holiday in a quotation. That's definitely not the right gift. You should steer away from that one.
Or since guys hate going along with shopping, what would be even better is, hey, let's go down to the X mall or your favorite store or this, and you can pick out, instead of handing the gift card, you say, I'm taking you on $100 shopping spree or a $500 shopping spree, whatever you want, and you actually go and you sit your ass there and you wait, and then you buy her. I'm not saying to do this with Megan. I'm just saying, guys, like, there are alternative ways. If you don't want to pick out things, there's very strategic ways that you can take a girl on a little shopping trip. And I'll tell you, if I could go in and, get whatever I wanted and that was my gift, I'd like it.
But that creates an experience, right? That's now you've taken, that holiday or like the and just something materialistic, it doesn't really, to you, it probably wouldn't matter about the shirt that you bought, right? Or the pair of pants that you got. It was like he took the time out of his day to go shopping, do something he hates doing.
Right. That's the point. I think that's the whole point. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, and that's all about love languages. Going back to that book, sometimes you're going to do things that you don't like to do necessarily for the other person because it shows them love, right? Like I said, quality. I like spending time with Megan, but it's not on the highest priority for me, like love language wise, right? It doesn't speak to me. Like I'm, being around her and stuff, and being in the same house and walking and doing all that stuff, but like actual like uninterrupted time, that's what her love language is. So I have to recognize that and then be able to speak that language, right? And it's like learning any language. If you're learning Spanish, you're not going to be very good at it if you don't do it all the time. So
yeah, I mean, I think I had some things on my list. So I jotted down a lot of ideas, like just because I think I only had a couple stories as far as good and bad things, but I think that there are absolutely things that fall into that quality time. Whether that's your love language or not, we all need to be spending good quality time, especially with 2020 and the pandemic and all of that. So I think that there's absolutely so many ideas of things that you can do together that it's not a material, a thing. It's the quality time and the experience, like you said, together. I saw a couple things, a couple memes, but they were videos that the guy came in the bathroom and said to his wife, hey, honey, and I think they had kids, but regardless, oh, hey, honey, so we're going to go get dressed, do your makeup and your hair, and we're going to go to brunch and have mimosas. And she was like, what? And she got so excited that he was going to take her to brunch and they were going to have mimosas. And it was like this thing. I know that we all like to do that, but it's just the idea that you're going out to do something too. Maybe that somebody likes, or doing things together. It could just be cooking. Hey, I went out and I got all these things. We're going to cook this really fabulous meal at home together and have wine and all,
Yeah. No, I mean, I think that's what I like. Because earlier this week, I had posted something about Valentine's Day, and it was like, you could spend 150 to $200 doing this, or you could use it to, do something else. And this one, I actually deleted the comment because the woman was, first of all, I hate when people comment on your stuff that you don't even know, okay, and then they leave a long drawn out comment that serves no purpose, right? It's like, where are you coming from? Who are you? Like, and so I ended up deleting it and blocking her. But she got bent out of shape. She thought I was attacking love. I'm like, no, I'm attacking Valentine's Day. Like, I don't like Valentine's Day.
There's other agendas there.
Yeah, it's like people get bent out of shape for that because you're like, oh, well, you just don't like love. No, I just don't like Valentine's Day.
Yeah, actually, Billy's in one of the most healthiest relationships and marriages that of everyone we know. So I think he's.
We try. It's a
great family. Like, come on.
It's my grandfather always used to tell me, he said, there would be days I wanted to choke your grandmother. Like, and she would say the same thing to him. And they were married until she died. I think they were married like 60 years.
Absolutely.
So, like, and that's another thing is that you got to realize that, I mean, how many of us, I know we're completely off the rails here, but how many of us, like when you first got into your first relationship, you're like, we never argue. And it's like, if you don't, if you can just get through one day without an argument, that's, and I'm not talking about like arguments in the sense of like, you're arguing about everything.
Challenging each other, I call it.
Yeah.
Not really fighting. You're like, is it a bicker, a banter? I call it more like challenging because there's passion there. And you're right. I mean, when my ex-husband and I didn't fight. And when I went to counseling, the counselor said, I get very concerned when people say that they don't fight, they never fought. There's issues with that. So yeah, I mean, absolutely. And I think it was funny. I had, going back to the idea of the quality time, I had put down a couple things because, obviously with 2020 and the pandemic and the shutdowns and all that, I think this year it might be, well, last year, and I guess it was at the very beginning last year, but this year it might be something that people have to get a little bit more creative in doing some things. Maybe that I kind of put a little bit more things that you could do together. Ooh. And instead of actual necessarily gifts or some things that might, but yeah, I didn't know if you were going to go through any lists or anything. I've got some.
Yeah, I mean, and my light keeps going out. It's because it's going to irk me. But that's the joy of doing something live, right? Right. All of a sudden your light goes out. But no, I think we should definitely talk about it. I think we should talk about some of the gifts that we would like to see, or not even like that we would like to see.
Yeah, just some ideas.
Some ideas.
So yeah, it was funny because I was going to say about I do have some like cheesy ones. Do have the worst gifts. I didn't receive them, but I at some point I would like to share them. But even just little things. I mean, I love taking baths and I love like slippers and cozy socks. So I actually gifted myself new slippers this Valentine's Day as well, because I got some really cute red little pom-pom slippers actually for Valentine's Day. And I love it because I like to take baths. And so I think, again, it might be cheesy or dumb to some people, but if you like it, and I love taking baths and I love bath bombs and all those things, I think they're little things that to pamper you,
yeah.
But I did take it wasn't a quote. I was actually looking up some things for gifts, and I posted this, or I copied this little thing. It was a little wallet, and it was on Nordstrom website, and it's Yves Saint Laurent, so it's got the the YSL logo on it, and it says, even if they'd never gift a wallet themselves, a Saint Laurent, or like Yves Saint Laurent card holder is the kind of present anyone would love to receive. Well, no shit, because it's got the YSL logo. Anyone would love that, but it's $295 for a little
Jesus.
card holder. So I just thought it was funny because it's like, yeah, of course they're not going to get it for themselves, or maybe they wouldn't give somebody else a wallet. But the whole idea is like when it comes to things like that and designer bags and label brand things, anyone's gonna love something that that has all that. But anyway, I just wanted to put that out there. But yeah, I put down for some like date night things or things that you can do together. I think guys may find these to be cheesy, but at the end of the day, you know, guys sometimes are happy with one thing. And when you give a little to your woman, when it comes to quality time and spending playing these little games, you know, ultimately you're more than likely going to get what you want too. So I'm just saying. But there's like a 100 questions, like 100 questions love edition. You can, you know, buy these little packs of cards and it's like a question a day for you and me. Just maybe it's like just for deeper connections. I know most people are going to laugh and say that they would never do it and it's cheesy, but you know, sometimes it gets you into a routine every day. So, you know, asking these questions, and ultimately at the end you're going to become closer when you're learning new things about each other, I think. But there is a sexy truth or dare. Ooh, maybe.
Well, hello.
Scratch off poster for 100 dates. So you could hang this up and you could scratch off, you know, maybe you do it once a week or twice a week or whatever. But it could just be something to give you guys ideas on some little, I don't think they were anything crazy. I didn't look at some of the examples, but I like that idea, the scratch off. It's also spontaneous and just something that you're not having to really plan yourself. Cooking class. So I brought that up about going to get, but you could actually do a virtual cooking class a lot, and wine tasting maybe. So these are just little things, little examples of quality time.
Yeah, those are good. I want to share with you two things that I think are pretty good gifts. And I'm actually sharing my screen. Look at this.
Oh, okay.
We're getting technical here. So there's a pretty cool website right here. Let's pop it up from CNN. And so I thought this was a really cool idea. So it's a tabletop fireplace,
That's
but
cool.
you can use it to like do s'mores and stuff like that. So if you want to, you know, especially if you're here in Central PA, there's a bunch of snow on the ground. You know, maybe have a porch or something like that you could sit on. Maybe drink some hot cocoa.
What is this?
I don't know. It's on Amazon, so it's only.
Is this a candle? Is that a candle?
No, that is not a candle. Here it is. So it's an indoor. This is an indoor fireplace.
It's a glorified big ass candle. I'm kidding. I like it.
So,
it says
but
non-alcohol.
yeah, look at that.
You have a fire extinguisher or a cup of water.
Yes. And then I think this would be super cool, especially for guys. It's a home West style IPA brewing kit.
Absolutely.
I think that's cool. I think that's something that you could do together, create your own beer, name it, bottle it, and you know, it probably won't be that good, but at least it'll be something that you could do together that I think would be something really interesting. So, I mean, there's a couple things on here that I thought were cool. You know, for guys, they actually have some stuff for girls.
There were slippers.
You know,
yeah, I mean,
you know, socks. Look, there's a little trinket of some kind. Candles, love candles. You know, I don't. You know, I guess candles are a good thing. And then chocolates, like you were saying. But this book was pretty cool. You can complete your own personal love book. I think that would be kind of cool to do together. And
I did that. Had a little book that was like about things I love about you, or like you and me, and it was like fill in the blank. And actually, what we did was we alternated. So like I filled in some, he filled in some, and then we had this little book that was like both of us writing things about each other, which was cute.
I thought this was a cool idea for, you know, your significant other. It shows like, hey, you're paying attention to, like, you know, I don't know if you're into zodiac signs or whatnot, but I think that's kind of a cool gift to give. It's not that expensive, $27, right, on Etsy, but Look, it looks like that might be rose gold. I don't know. It might just be regular gold. Who knows?
Yeah, it does look like regular. However, I'm into this because I actually gifted the night sky constellation poster where it actually has the longitude and latitude, and it could be of your first date or when you got married or when you met. And it actually lets you personalize it with your names. And it's night sky. It's a little expensive. They have some knockoffs. But again, it's like something that's personalized. I think it's meaningful to people when you go the little extra.
Talk about a meaningful gift for Mel. If anybody wants to buy Mel, Mel a gift.
Yeah. Also, like, I hope I don't get like a couple packages here that are like rose gold, secret Valentines. I mean,
right. Wait, so you're more of a wine drinker than I am. What's your thoughts? And this is completely off topic, but now that I'm looking at this, are you a stemless, or you want a stem on your wine glass, or does it not matter?
so many people know me, how clumsy and how much I break things, especially glasses. So I prefer the stemless. Right now I'm using Yetis also because I love Yetis and because they have a sippy cup lid. But yeah, I like the tall ones when I'm having dinner. I feel like for red wine, it's nice, but I usually go stemless. Yeah.
Yeah. And I thought this was a cool gift. Is this still a thing? Do people still, I don't know, in the comment section, let me know if this is still, the bath bomb is still a thing.
Yeah. I just told you I do bath bombs.
Yeah. So look, buying a kit that you can make bath bombs together, right? Yeah. I think that would be kind of cool. So yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff on here. I mean, some of it's, like I don't know why you would buy somebody what's a bath sheet?
I'm not sure. It's a fancy term for a bath mat or a towel. I don't know.
But here's something that's cool too. Like I said, this website has got a lot of different things, like I said, materialistic stuff, but this is something that you can hang on your wall that's kind of cool. It's got little caricatures and stuff like that. So
yeah, I'm into it. That anything that's personalized like that about you, the photo books, you can go in and get a photo book made of all your Instagram pictures, or you can upload, if they're mostly of the couple, or you can upload your own photos and have a photo book of the year. You could do it for the whole year. You could do it for a trip that you went on so that you have that photo book. But there's also some personalized song lyrics I saw that are really cool. And you can get song lyrics written. You can get like a heartbeat or a sound wave print of something. I don't know. There's just things out there that you could do that are a little bit more personalized, that I think. But I saw something about, and again, we know that some men and women are more romantic than some men and women. It's not just men. I know that some women, there's extremes on both ends, but when there are people that are looking to put a little time and effort and energy, there's little things that are like love letters. You could write a little note, 52. You open up one a week. A little note. Take the time to just write them all out, seal them up. It's something. Then there was a deck of cards that was like 52, because there's 52 in I guess cards. I wouldn't know that.
Yeah, you're right. 52 cards.
And then on each card, it says 52 things I love about you. And it was just this little thing that was punched together. And they, I don't know. I mean, they're little things that you have to, take the effort and time to do. But yeah. And I think with guys, I've given those man crates. Have you heard of man crates?
No. What is that?
So it's a crate, and it actually comes with like a crowbar, and you have to open it up. So it's like this novelty experience of like, oh, I'm a man. I'm gonna crack this crate open, and there's beer or beef jerky or hot sauce.
all the essentials for a guy.
That but I do want to say about the chocolates. So you mentioned, again, these are some things that are staples. Yes, it's nice to get these things, but what about getting something like if somebody does like hot sauce, okay, or things that are spicy, and they're like, there are people who are like obsessed with hot sauce, that you could get like Tabasco dark chocolate wedges, like they sell. I was looking at them. So like maybe it's not just a regular chocolate, because how many have you given them, or or whatever, or that they've gotten, but maybe it's something like that. Or I saw a coffee and chocolate tasting box. So maybe it's like, okay, it's Valentine's Day, I'm going to give you some chocolates, I'm going to do this, but maybe it has to throw in something else that they love to where it's unique. I don't know.
No, that makes sense. I mean, those are just a ton of things that you can do. Like, just don't, like that's one thing like about Valentine's Day. Like, if you're gonna do it, like, try to do something meaningful. Like, just don't go out there, get a car, get some chocolates, and be like, okay, this is just what I do, right? This is just what we do on Valentine's Day. Like, take a moment. If you're gonna do it, if you love it, if you love your partner and you want to do something special for them, do something special for them.
Right.
Like,
just
don't,
take advantage in a sense, especially I think with so much that has gone on last year and even into this year. It's just, while we contradictory saying it's, not just one day to show someone you care, but honestly, like, use the day. Why not? Do not please get this. I found this face on a potato. Just had to show this. Because although I have seen some memes back in the past that people had been passing around some potatoes, and there's this thing about a potato. I don't know what it is. If everyone wants to comment and let me know, apparently that's part of it. But I also was going to say that I was searching, and they have the casting kits to mold your hands together, and as a keepsake. And I was gonna say maybe not do that as a gift. It is like the idea of holding. And again, I feel so bad because some people might have done this. Or did you do it?
No, but I know people that have.
I just thought it is kind of interesting, and it might sit there. And you know what? Now that I think about it, I'm like looking at a picture of it. Maybe it would be neat to do, but then tuck it away and have it of like your grandparents, like have it of someone else's to look like. Maybe do it. Maybe you and Megan do it. Tuck it away and don't tell or show anybody. And then it's like for your kids or your grandkids, 20 years from now. I would approve. Custom face boxers. Yeah. Did you see the picture that I put on the Single Awareness Day? Yes, Elaine, absolutely. We're gonna talk about Valentine's Day. But yes, property of on your underwear. These are hilarious. Like, they're out there right now. Like, little, put your face on people's boxers. I just think they're funny and cheesy, and I'm not into it. But maybe you are.
No, I'm not. But I could understand like being like a gag gift. I can understand that. So
yeah, I think at the most I might have given like heart boxers or something. But but yeah, in the past, I'm trying to think. But yeah, so.
Well, tell us. I think
you didn't see Derek's comment. You didn't put Derek's comment up.
I didn't. What this one?
What should a Gen X single newly divorced dad do for Valentine's Day? I hope you were listening to the entire time. I'm so sorry that we didn't put this up here, but we absolutely were putting up some. No, I thought he meant. Oh, okay. I see a give. Okay. Oh, what should he do? Well, I think you have your kiddos to shower love. I was going to say that it would be cute to do some things for Valentine's Day to share the love with them, and
especially the daughter. He has a daughter, right? I think he has.
I think so. I feel horrible. Yeah. I thought he had two. Well, oh, okay. Sorry, Derek. Sorry, Derek. I see pictures all the time, but okay. Yeah, I would say. You have the kiddos, but you could go out and you could have some beer. You could go to a brewery, spend some time. I don't know. I'm a newly single. I don't have kids, but it's easier for girls to go out together than guys on Valentine's Day. So I'm like, we'll have to think and get back to you.
Well, I know he likes rock climbing, so go climb
rock
something.
Yeah,
You know?
why don't you start? You know what, Derek? You're innovative and creative, and come up with things that have never been done. Why don't you come up with a Gen X single newly divorced dad Valentine's Day event that you get all the guys together and have an
Drink,
outlet for them.
yeah, drink beer and do something. I don't know what that would be, but that would be a great question. So, but yeah, I mean, I think just spend time with the ones you love the most, I guess, would be my answer. So,
Absolutely.
but tell us before we get off here, right? What is your big event, your big extravaganza that you're planning? Because if you've ever, hold on, before we get into this, because if you ever have the opportunity to go to a Mel event, it is. I just like how I coined that term, Mel event, right? You're in for a treat because it is definitely all kinds of cool stuff. So, um, but yeah, I think I just lost Mel.
Oh my gosh, did you guys get so
Maybe
scared? I'm
she's
so
come back,
sorry.
but-
I got so excited. I'm so sorry. I missed you guys. I got so excited. I was going to show you my picture.
I was like, Mel just left, y'all. She left the building.
Apparently, you can't search for a different page in the same tab when you're filming a live StreamYard. You can't try to go to Facebook in the same tab, guys.
Look, we're learning as we go.
Oh no, I absolutely knew that. But I was going to go onto I did a photo shoot in Homelstown to support all the local businesses that were having chocolates, cupcakes, beer, drinks, food, flowers, the gift shop, the crystal, the jewelry, all that stuff. We kind of did like a photo shoot, and no lie, I have a tub and 2 bags of Valentine's Day stuff from networking events that I've had Valentine's themed. So as you can see, this is just a small little part behind me, but I decided that this year, being single, I was going to ask my gals if they wanted to do a Galentine's Day, which is always February 13th. And it's not single, it's not like a single thing. It's just gals, and you support the women in your life. And it was created by Leslie Knope on Parks and Rec. Absolutely. If you Google this, people have no idea. They're like, I heard of Galentine's last year, and Springate Winery had Galentine's and all this stuff. Absolutely, 100%. It never existed until Parks and Rec, which, was Leslie Knope for Halloween 2 years ago. So I know much about this. And yeah, so we're going for lunch tomorrow. I'm going to decorate, bring all these balloons, and we're going to have some drinks. And I made some cool masks. They don't know this, but I'll post some pictures for our fun Valentine's gals mask, and I got some little treats for them. So I'm going extra as always, where my wine is my Valentine. But yeah, maybe I'm just overcompensating for the fact that I don't have a Valentine. And I'm, trying to do this now, but now I'm excited. Have some drink. Actually, one of my girlfriends from Lancaster is coming. 2 girls that I haven't seen probably since last year. They're nurses, and they were both in COVID units. So actually, it's going to be a little nice reunion for some people, some of the gals I haven't seen. What are you guys doing?
We'll probably end up probably just cooking at home. Probably tomorrow we'll do something like she wants to go on a hike. So we'll probably go do that. I think that would be really nice just to kind of get out of the house. And, we got some hiking boots now. So, I think that will be pretty fun. And I know she doesn't know this yet, but one of her favorite things to do is thrift shopping, like going to thrift stores and stuff like that. So I was thinking about maybe spending a couple hours. I hate that, but taking your idea you had was such a good idea. Yeah. Letting her go through all the thrift stores and finding little trinkets and stuff like that. That would be fun for her. So
I love it.
But it's that time of the show, guys. If you don't know, when we get close to the end, we have a very special segment of the show, and it is the Millennial Meme of the Week.
The Millennial Meme.
And so it was my turn for the Millennial Meme, and I thought that was interesting. On Valentine's Day, I get to do the Millennial Meme, but I think it's really funny, especially for maybe some of us that are married and have significant others. So it is it is two people. It's a husband and a wife, and they're kind of arguing. And and she says, "Hey, at least invite me out to dinner." And the guy says, "Well, for those that can't see this, I don't go out with married women. Sorry." And she says, "But I'm your wife." And he says, "I make no exception." So, especially, I thought that one was funny for me because I hate going out for Valentine's Day, going out and trying to fight the crowds to have dinner and stuff like that, because it's always kind of crazy anyway. So I thought that was a good one this week.
That's cute. No, I think that's hilarious. Yeah, I mean, I think it's nice. I think it's a nice opportunity to do, just do a little something extra that you go a little above and beyond if even if you're not a good gift giver or romantic. I think a little bit will go a long way with people.
Yep.
Significant other this year, especially. Just don't send the potato head.
Well,
unless you're obsessed with potatoes, unless there's this joke and you guys have an inside joke and
then it makes sense
about
no pet rocks, no chia pets. If you got, for you generation after the millennials, you probably don't know what a chia pet is, but go ahead and Google it. They still do. And they're just as weird as they were when they first came out. So, but it's that other time of the show where Mel gives us a little piece of advice, where she talks to us, make sure that we're going to set our weekend up for success. And it is Mel's moment. So Mel, take it away. It's your moment.
Well, like we said before, I mean, material things don't get us very far, than love and happiness. And I definitely think that spending the quality time and doing things together this weekend for Valentine's Day is definitely going to be extra, more special. Just showing somebody that you care about them is it's the thought that counts. Obviously, even though we were joking about the gifts and all that, I think it would be nice to just spend time with your loved ones and, appreciate the time that you do have and the things that you can do with them. Because a lot of us can't see some of our loved ones and they don't have that, that significant other even in their lives. Let's just absolutely, cherish and adore the love that we do have. My other note would be, many of us have heard about the War of the Roses. I think we talked about this one time. Mm-hmm. Don't get yourself caught in a situation where you may be offered a free bouquet of flowers to send to your special someone, and your real significant other is on the line listening, and you send it to somebody else. Yes. Have you heard about that? The War of the Roses? So all I would say is be careful where you send your flowers this year, and make sure that it's just make sure that not from experience. I'm just I don't know. That's funny.
just be careful, guys.
No, don't be having somebody else that you.
No, but I'm just saying, just don't do anything stupid this go around. Yes. Have just one person in your life. That's enough, right?
Let's have one Valentine.
Yeah, you just need one. You don't need multiple. Yeah. It's fine.
Yeah, let's not do that. But obviously, yes, share the love, spread the love, support our local businesses for takeout or if you are going to dinner,
Yeah, support local businesses and make sure we're supporting them in anything that we can do. And local chocolates, you can get local chocolates now, and so there's lots of stuff that you can do. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Even for the kiddos, we don't have kids, but I think I think it's something cute to get them little Valentines.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So, but anyways, guys, we really appreciate everybody that jumped on, commented today, liked, shared this, this live stream today. We really appreciate it because we're definitely trying to grow our followers. And so make sure if you did get value out of today, let us know. Go like the page, Millennial. You can check us out on Instagram as well. Check us out there. And just make sure you, like I said, if you're love to yell about things all millennial
while you're talking,
then definitely this is your show, this is your channel, and so we, like I said, we really appreciate it, everybody. So are you opening a Valentine right now?
What? I'm
What is
opening my
that?
gift to myself.
Oh my God.
Stop, they gave me 2.
It's a Valentine's Day miracle. Look at all the swag.
Look at it all. I'm wearing it all.
Yeah. Will you wear all the hats and all the stuff?
Oh man, I'm so pumped, guys.
Well, anyways, guys, like I said, enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy the rest of your weekend that's coming up. Make some good memories, and we will be talking to you real soon. So have a good one, guys.